Hi, some thoughts for today, this Easter day. As one commentator, Kenneth Wolstenholme, said on the afternoon of July the 30th, 1966, "They think it's all over. It is now." Words that make most Welsh, Scottish and Irish football supporters squirm as they describe the moment when England won the World Cup. They think it's all over. It is now. When another salvo of cluster bombs explode on a nearby street in Kharkiv and 2 more people have died, you may have every right to wonder, I think it's all over. It is now. Especially when you hear that one of the dead is someone you grew up with and went to school with. They think it's all over. These words will probably express the feelings of those who witnessed Jesus' crucifixion only a few days ago. Also, they may have summed up the feelings of Mary Magdalene as she walked through the dark to the place of Jesus' burial. We think it's all over. It is now. Especially so, as when she arrived at the tomb, the stone at the entrance had been rolled away and the body of Jesus had disappeared. I think it's all over. It is now. It is very easy when faced with awful and tragic events to feel utterly powerless, desperate, fearful and completely isolated. The events seem much bigger than we are. What possible good can I do? It is easy then to feel if these situations it is all over. It's the end. But Mary then sets out to find Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved, and told them about the empty tomb. Peter and the beloved disciple set out for the tomb. The beloved disciple is a fascinating figure. No one is really sure who he is. There's been huge speculation by excited theologians down through the years in the musty corners of learning as to who this beloved disciple is. He only appears in John's Gospel and first comes to our attention at the Last Supper, and he's always appearing alongside dear Peter. Now, Peter is seen as the figure of authority and the beloved disciple as the figure of love. So at the Last Supper, when Peter does not have a clue what is going on, who does he ask for information? The beloved disciple. Then at Jesus' trial with Peter, the authority figure denies Jesus. Who is ready to admit being a disciple of Jesus? The beloved disciple. That is one reason why the early fathers of the church were not very keen on John's Gospel, because Peter, the authority figure, does not come out very well when put alongside the figure of love. But now here we are on Easter morning, and we have Peter and the beloved disciple out for an early morning jog. Who reaches the tomb first? The beloved disciple. He then waits for authority to catch up. Love, because it has its own power and energy, will always get you there first. The urgency of your love will spur you on, and authority will always lag behind. Love waits for authority. Peter goes in first, and all he sees is leftovers, discarded cloth and linen lying around. The beloved disciple goes in. He sees and believes. Love sees and understands in the dark. Now Peter is struggling to believe, to know what is going on, and even to admit that he is a disciple of Jesus, whereas the beloved disciple, the symbol of love, has no trouble believing, no trouble admitting his allegiance to Jesus, and also understands what is going on. They think it's all over. It is now. This becomes true when love, with its hope and compassion, are snuffed out. As cluster bombs rain down on Kharkiv, an elderly lady continues to knit socks for the young soldiers, whilst another bakes pies to have delivered to the volunteer centre. Then after every bombing, members of the State Emergency Service search for the lost and injured. However awful, these precious individuals continue to search, knit and bake out of love for their neighbours. Love held Jesus on the cross. Love released him from the tomb. So when we feel that it is all over, we need to try to respond and react in love. If we don't, then it is all over. Travel safe, pilgrim.